We are
Here we
going to
go.
jump right into it with, I think you can make the case for the biggest name of the bunch here, but I'm going to start with the most obvious extension candidate, and that's Mr. Courtland Sutton, the guy whose helmet I have signed right behind me, arguably my favorite player on the Broncos. I am so excited to watch him come back and play this year, Kim. I think we're going to get a Courtland Sutton type season. Hard sentence to say. Even though he's coming back from a season-ending injury, I think he's close to or at full health. And regardless of the quarterback play, this is a top 10 guy. This is a baby Megatron. This is a perennial Pro Bowler. And you throw the ball up and he'll get it, or he'll draw a flag. He'll make a play. And I can't wait to see him make those plays as we were accustomed to seeing this coming season. And if all goes to according to plan, he's going to be Courtland Sutton, an unrestricted free agent next offseason. I know they have Jerry Jeudy. I know they have KJ Hamler. I know they have Tim Patrick. I know they have Noah Fant, and on and on and on. But none of those guys are Courtland Sutton. None of those guys bring to the table what Courtland Sutton can do. And look at, Kim, real quickly, what he's done in the NFL to this point. Who have been his quarterbacks? Seriously, think about that for a second. The likes of Case Keenum, the likes of Joe Flacco, I mean, the likes of even, I dare to say, Drew Lock when he was going through his up and down spells. You give this guy even above average quarterback, and you're talking about a top 5 guy. But regardless, based on his talent alone, regardless of the Broncos quarterback situation, regardless of anything else, his injury, any sort of rust, getting back into football shape, I am so excited to watch him play because I think we're going to see a 1,200-yard, 10-touchdown type season, and Courtland's going to score himself into a big contract next offseason, and I hope the Broncos pay up.
I think Courtland Sutton is a prime example of the consequences of the 2020 season and them not having all the preparations, the time together, the training camps, the OTAs, and that injury was one of many that shouldn't have happened had we had a regular season. So I hope that you are spot on with this one and that we see his extension after the 2021 season. But who we got next? Mr. Von Miller, perhaps?
That's right, Kim. That's the other notable name. I mean, I hate to put a future Hall of Famer in the face of the Broncos in the same sentence as Courtland Sutton, who's still a young player. But, yeah, Von's on a 1-year deal, and, there was talk that he wasn't going to come back this offseason. There's even more talk this is going to be his last season with the Broncos. Could be. They have Bradley Chubb's contract situation coming up. They have the 5th-year option, but they can't afford really to pay 2 premium edge rushers. They just invested so much money in the secondary. We're talking about other players they can re-sign this offseason. So they're going to have to make a decision more than likely, and a fork in the road here, Bradley Chubb or Von Miller. That being said, though, if Von has a Von-type season, he goes back to 12 sacks, 15 sacks. How do you not keep him around?
How do you not? Exactly.
Why would you let him walk? He's the face of the franchise, future Hall of Famer. He is the Denver Broncos. So, it's going to put them in a tough position having to choose from an aging veteran like Von, who's in his 30s now, to someone like Bradley Chubb, who didn't even reach his ceiling nor his prime yet. But as far as candidates go, I'm not projecting anything per se. Candidates, he's on a 1-year deal, contract year. And I know you're with me there. If he produces, how do you not keep him around, if only because he is Von Miller and almost rewarding him for what he's done and what he will do?